So let's look at paragraph number 2. When engaging in battle, a victory is not attained as quickly as possible. The men's weapons will then start to get blunt, and their ardor will also be dampened. To then besiege a town, one's strength shall also be exhausted. Therefore, the resources of the state will deplete and will be insufficient for a prolonged battle. Now, when your weapons are dulled, the ardor of the men are dampened and their strength exhausted, and resources depleted, this gives an opportunity to other feudal lords to take advantage of the situation. By then, even the wisest men cannot avert the consequences that must follow. Although one has had a foolish haste during military operations, skill and intelligence have never been associated with a prolonged battle. Therefore, no state has ever benefited from a prolonged warfare. What does this mean? Everyone, when you want to work towards a new idea, you show great promise. You'll be so excited, so enthusiastic. So when you want to master your mind, or when you want to secure a particular ideal, you really be, head over heels about it. You say, yes, I'm very determined to do this, I'm very determined to do that, I'm determined to get this and that. But when no action is taken over a prolonged time, what do you notice? The motivation level starts to drop. And slowly, the ideal goes into the drawer, locked away for years. Bye-bye. I don't know you, until one day you clear out the clutter, you take it out, and you have a look and say, oh, this was what I wanted last time. Why didn't you work towards it? Because you forgot all about it. Because you didn't really put in a lot of effort, didn't invest your time and energy, and put your entire soul into realizing it. And that is why when you drag on for probably about 3 months, 1 year, put it off, you'll never end up doing it. So for example, if you want to write a book, you want to be a very established book author, you've got to start writing now. So whenever you have an idea, oh, I have an inspiration to write this book, take that pen or take a keyboard or whatever and start typing, start writing that story. If you're going to start to say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, procrastination is really a very bad habit. You don't want that. Yeah? You want to really pounce at the opportunity, because opportunities are present all the time. But if you keep procrastinating, other people will start getting an opportunity. That's why they say opportunity comes only once. You have to appreciate it. So you have an idea to create something, to invent something. We are all sharing one universal mind. Okay? So if I'm thinking about it, you and I share the same universal mind. That's where the idea came from, the universal mind. If I am in tune to that particular idea, I will also get that particular idea in my head. So it's a race between who invents it first. Yeah? It's not really invented by you, because everything comes from spirit. Yeah? But who brings it about first? Who objectifies it first in this dimensional world? So it's not you, it will always be someone else. Because when an idea already exists, an idea will have to come to pass. Right? Okay? So it's up to you whether you want to grab the opportunity or not. So never procrastinate. Okay? Yes, it's important not to procrastinate, I said, yeah? In the effort to attain one's ideal, because as time passes, your energy gets depleted, your hope will diminish, your enthusiasm will fail, and you will start falling back on the promise you have first made to yourself. Okay? And all this are caused by weak willpower. Your willpower then fails you. It is you who fail your willpower. Always. Have you ever tried waking up at a particular time every morning? Anyone here? Yeah, I'm sure everyone has gone through this experience.
Alarm clock.
Alarm clock, okay. Have you, but you see every day you'll get up at different timing, right? Yeah. But what if you start getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning every single day? How many days does it take to form a habit? 7 days. How many days does it take to break a habit? One second. Not even 1 day, 1 second. Okay? It will take 7 days to form a habit, 1 second to break a habit. Why? Because when you press the snooze button and go to sleep, so for example, you've been getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, you will automatically get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, even without the alarm clock. There is this inner alarm clock that never fails you, because it's a pattern, it's a habit, you know. But on the 8th day, go and press the snooze button mountain and get up at 4:15. On the 9th day, you will not get up at all. I can be very sure to tell you that. You can go and try. Form a habit. Your body will start to respond and say, okay, when the time comes, it will ring without any external aid. But then break it once, you never get up at all next day. Yeah, you'll sleep and then you'll be late for work and all that you're supposed to do. Okay, so willpower never fails you. You fail your own willpower. Remember that. Willpower is one of man's greatest gift. Okay, without willpower you cannot do anything at all. What is willpower? Willpower is the desire or that push, the motive to push you to do something. So when you want to get a cup of coffee, you need willpower to get up from your seat, walk over to the kitchen, and start making your coffee. Right? Without willpower, you will not be able to do anything at all. You'll be just lying down there doing nothing. Yeah? So that requires willpower. So willpower, do not undermine willpower. Willpower is very important. See, it is one's mental strength and it is necessary. It is a very necessary element in the mastery of the mind. So remember, what's your weapon now? Your weapon with you is willpower. Train that willpower. When you train that willpower, the mind will be disciplined. Okay? So, alright. So it is your willpower. If you have a strong willpower, you're very likely to persevere in your ideal, in your goal. So those people with weak willpower, they will dream for 3 days and then say, I'm just going to jump to another dream now. I'm not going to realize this because I'm just going to start aiming for something else. Weak willpower. When you set your mind to something, you must always do it. You must always keep it. Because each time you break your promise, whether to another person or whether to yourself, you're weakening your willpower. Really. Yeah. So, for example, me, when I give a promise, no matter what, I will always do it. Because when you break your promise, you're not breaking a promise to another person. You're breaking the bigger picture here is that you're breaking your promise to yourself. And then your mind will start saying, oh, she says it and she doesn't do it. Okay, one slash. Next instance, oh, I promised another person to do something and I never did it. Then my mind says, oh, that's record number 2. It's like a tape, it's taking down everything that you're doing. Ah, she said something and she never did it. Now third person, fourth person, imagine throughout your life, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, you keep doing this. How many promises you've broken to other people? Promises that you've made to other people and promises that you've made to yourself. Each time you break, there goes, -1 mark, -1 mark, -1 mark. I believe most people's willpower is in the negative already. Okay? So the next time you say, I want to be successful. Okay? For example, you have a business, I want to be very successful. I'm going to work hard to it. You know what the mind says? After hundreds and thousands of broken promises to yourself and other people, that's just another, it's already registered, that's just another statement, it's not going to happen. And you know what? The willpower will not work for you. The willpower will not be your army to help you to persevere in your determination to achieve the goal. So, lesson here. Use your willpower, cultivate your willpower, train your willpower to work for you. Okay? Don't undermine it. It's very, very powerful. Alright? A weaker willpower is a trap that causes one's life to be frustrated, miserable, and repetitive. Okay, so this is how the potential of changing one's life is often whittled away, also leading to low morale. So when this happens, you become a victim to negative thought patterns that causes your life to spiral down. Why? Because as I said, it's like a snowball effect. Alright, it's a snowball effect. So when you set yourself a goal, since you've broken so many promises, you have a very weak willpower. You did not cultivate, did not train the willpower properly. And now you want to achieve a goal. And you know what? Your weak willpower did not help. Okay? In fact, it worked against you and said you are not going to do it. So you know what? I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to sit back. I'm going to rest. Well, we'll see what happens. Of course, your goal is not achieved because when you do not exercise your willpower, it ends up in failure. Whatever attempt you want to, whatever you're attempting to do, right? One failure will lower down your morale. And when it lowers down your morale, the next time you set another goal, guess what? Your willpower is weakened further. Then what happens? You fail again. Second time failure, third time failure, fourth time failure. Where do you stand? You know what, I'm just going to take life as it is. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to aspire something good for myself or for other people. I'm just going to be mediocre. I'm just going to live life and be frustrated that whatever goal I set for myself, I'm not going to achieve it. Most people are like this. You can see, right? If you look outside, you see people just take life as it is. When something bad happens, they get angry, they get frustrated about it. Yeah, but they don't seem to see the pattern, where the pattern comes from. It all comes from a weak willpower. Okay? So next time you say, oh, when you see another person who aims high, you know what? You're not going to achieve it. You know why? Because they're speaking from their own experience and they will start demotivating another person as well. Okay, so never, 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 never allow your willpower to overpower you. You have to train that. Okay? Yeah, you will be frustrated, miserable, and repetitive if you do not train your willpower from now. So, all right. Okay, this is very important. Look at the last sentence on page 35. Even those who know the universal law, however wise, they may be very wise, okay, cannot avert the consequences that must follow from nurturing a weak willpower. You may know the law. You may be a rishi, okay? You may have meditated to a very high spiritual level. You may know all Atma. You may know how consciousness works. But if you do not apply it in life, you may be very knowledgeable. We're talking about people who are very into jnana. Jnana is wisdom, isn't it? Some people, they're very, very high in jnana. But when it comes to applying it, zero. So no matter how wise you are, no matter how smart you are, if you do not turn your weak willpower and strengthen your weak willpower to make it serve you well, all these jnanas no use. Okay? So remember, nurture your willpower.